Hey everyone, we are back with another Orphan Black review, and tonight we're reviewing Season 3, Episode 7, titled Community of Dreadful Fear and Hate. Wow, that's a long title. Also, if you are not fully caught up on Orphan Black, you're going to want to stop this video right now because we are going to spoil it for you. Going to be a pretty short review tonight because, well, not a whole lot happened, although it was a very entertaining episode.
Yes. So the first thing we want to talk about is Mrs. S and Helena. This was kind of an important scene because it really demonstrated like Helena's character, and it was just interesting like how she processed, okay, Mrs. S turned me in, now she has to die. She takes her punches and then they hug it out, and it was pretty awesome and intense.
And I think that's going to be an important character dynamic going forward between these two.
Yeah, I think now that Helena's gotten that out of her system, they're now going, that is Grandma S to her baby.
And they're officially kind of becoming a family now. And Helena really needs that. As much as she doesn't think she does, she really does need that community and that sense of being nurtured that really only Mrs. S is able to provide.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we got, is this our first look at Allison's mom?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we basically meet Allison's mom for the very first time in the series. And holy bitch.
Yeah, this explains Allison a lot.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, Allison's very OCD and very...
just proper and very together.
And like... obnoxiously so.
Yeah.
But this explains it. She had to be. She went in, her hair looked perfect, and her mom was like, "Oh,
yeah,
you need a trim. Were you like a week overdue?" I'm like,
yeah.
She looks like she got her hair cut yesterday.
So, so her mom basically just makes it her kind of life's goal to perfect Allison by constantly tearing her down.
Yeah. What I thought was really funny is her mom wants her to get with Jason, and her mom has no idea that Jason is like a drug dealer slash semi-drug lord. He's kind of middle management between drug lord and minions.
She's like, maybe you'll drop Mr. Chubbs for Jason, and Jason's like this drug dealer.
Yeah, and
Donnie's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, and he's also the dumbest guy ever, but he means well. Yeah. And she's just...
She could do a lot worse than Donnie.
Yeah.
Jason would be a lot worse than Donnie, and her mom just can't see it.
Yeah, but I really liked that we got to meet her mom because it does explain Allison so much. Like, it gives us a nice background on, okay, this is why she's the way she is.
And it also explores kind of the nature versus nurture dynamic in this episode especially, because if you look at the nurture that Allison's mom gave to her and how it's totally not nurturing, how she's basically...
like comparing her to Sarah, which is the other one where we do have the mother there, it really kind of shows the difference. And well, we didn't really get Rachel, so never mind.
If you compare Allison's mom to Mrs. S and how Allison's mother is constantly tearing Allison down, and how Mrs. S approaches Helena and just hugs it out with her and is totally accepting of her, who she is, and you can just the differences in the approaches, I thought was a really interesting theme throughout the episode.
Yes. So Allison's running for some form of...
It's a school district trustee.
Yes, and I love when the clones have to play each other, and this just like goes to demonstrate how amazing Tatiana Maslany is at acting, because her portrayal of Cosima being Allison was just amazing. It was absolutely brilliant.
We've seen Allison have to pretend to be Sarah. We've seen Sarah have to pretend to be Rachel. But this is the first time we've ever gotten to see Cosima, I think, pretend to be another clone.
Yeah, Cosima's never had to pretend to be another clone.
And not only that, she had to do it giving a public speech.
Yes, yes, and it was really cool because like we've seen Sarah do it numerous times. I mean, she was Beth. She's been Allison. She's been Rachel. So we've seen Sarah do it numerous times.
Sarah's basically an expert at it now.
We've seen Allison do it because Allison's had to pretend to be Sarah before. And it was, out of all of the clones, Cosima is the most assured of herself and 100% her. Yeah. Like, she is, and she's a scientist, and scientists are not exactly known for their acting abilities. So it was really, really interesting to see her specifically have to be somebody else.
Yeah, and to let go of her own personality for a second, which she actually wasn't able to do.
No, she did at the end of the pictures. She was starting to a little bit at the end of the photography session, but during the speech, she was like she was not able to remember that she was Allison because she is Cosima through and through.
Of course, Allison, Donnie, and Jason, they're all working together on this drug deal. they're all dealers, blah, blah, blah. But Allison and Jason were high school sweethearts, and it seems like, well, Jason obviously still has feelings for Allison. But Allison, that old flame might be burning a little bit here, I get the feeling.
Yeah. She's kind of wishy-washy because when her mom brings it up, she's pissed. And she's like, no, I love Donnie, blah, blah, blah. But when she's with Jason, she is very flirty. And I'm trying to figure out where she's at here. It seems very out of character for Allison.
It's like she acknowledges him as an alpha male, but doesn't like it when her mom does.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's going to be interesting to see as the season progresses, because we're over halfway through it now. I'm not sure how many episodes they do per season. I think it's only 12. So we're coming up on the end here pretty fast. So just seeing how that character dynamic is going to progress and how Donnie's going to react to it. That's what I'm looking forward to, I think, most of all in that little love triangle, is how is Donnie going to handle it?
Yeah, yeah. Sticking with Donnie and Allison and Jason here for just a moment, the one pitfall of this episode was that immediately I knew that Donnie had the wrong bag. It was extremely obvious. And it was just the whole time I was like, okay, when are they going to find out that they have the wrong bag? But, like, even though it was extremely obvious, which is a little, you know, it's a little not so cool as a viewer to be like, oh yeah, of course, they switched the bags up. But they were still able to make me be on the edge of my seat, like, oh, is she going to realize it before she hands it in? How is she going to get it now that she's handing it in? What are they going to do to Donnie? Like, they were still able to make it kind of interesting. And tying it all in with Cosima having to impersonate her, it worked, even though it was a bit predictable.
The unintended switcheroo is kind of a cliche plot device at this point, and the fact that they went that route was a little disappointing from a pure creative standpoint, but how they handled it after that, they really recovered pretty fast as far as adding tension. Yeah, they
recovered from it, but I would have liked them to have all that tension without having, I mean, it's not Alice. Allison would never do that. She's too much of a control.
Well, my main problem is with the manila envelope they had, they were both clipped with the same color
clip. That's what I'm like. There's no way Allison
would have used a green clip for money and a red clip for her documents.
Yeah, it was out of character for Allison to have them in identical packages, and it was kind of out of character for her to not check.
Right.
But she did have a lot on her plate, so I could forgive that one. But they should not have been in identical packages.
Yeah.
In fact, if the money one had a green clip and she had taken that in, and the other one had a red clip and he had taken that, and he didn't notice and she didn't check because she's got so much on her mind, that would have been better. But the fact that they were in identical packages,
right?
Yeah.
Or even if they had just showed them packing everything up and Donnie put the stuff in the wrong packages.
Yeah, that too.
That's totally plausible. Donnie's a screw up, so I would have totally bought that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were identical packages, same color envelope, same color clips, that whole thing, I don't buy that for. I don't buy Allison doing that.
Allison wouldn't do that. Allison wouldn't let Donnie do that.
But at the end of the day, that's a very minor complaint.
Yeah.
Again,
we're nitpicking, and that's the only thing that we've have
that's
found.
That's literally the
not
only
good
problem
in this
with the episode.
episode.
Okay, at the end of the episode, Allison gets kind of fed up with her mom, and she decides to show her clone, Cosima, because Cosima's there who was pretending to be her for part of the episode. And so she's like, Mom, there's someone I want you to meet. And she brings out Cosima. And
this totally makes up for the envelopes, because did not see this anywhere. When she said, Mom, this is my clone, when she brought out Cosima, I was like, oh, okay, she's going to say this is my twin, you know, blah, 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 something like that. But no, this is my clone.
This is my clone. You know, you went to the
IVF
in
in vitro fertilization.
Yes, that. Words are hard. Fuck you. Anyway, she went to that place, and you know the mom. They tricked her. They gave her a clone baby instead of the sperm of the person she paid to get.
Yeah.
And so,
and of course she doesn't believe. She's like, "Oh, I was used. They gave his sperm out to somebody else. Obviously, it was supposed to be exclusive."
But they obviously gave it to somebody else too.
They kind of did an amazing job portraying her as the very, very stereotypical rich, snooty white person. As in, because she had dreads, she assumed that she was mulatto, and was like, "You aren't. She's not your clone. She's mulatto." And
Allison's like, "No,
what?
she's not."
No.
And she goes, "Well, I'll just never understand that look." And I'm like, "Oh my God, could you?"
And it was perfect for her character, because it worked for that character.
That is totally in line with Allison's mom. Yeah. I don't think they ever mention her name. Jason might have, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I think they just called her Mrs. Hendricks.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if we missed a first name, apologize for that, but Mrs. Hendricks.
Yeah, she's a super insensitive person.
Yeah.
And just, like, no redeeming qualities, even though her and Allison do kind of make up there toward the end. You know, she does give Allison some of the respect that she deserves.
Yeah.
But then she totally loses it with the, you know, racial insensitivity.
Yeah, she is definitely an unlikable character, head to toe.
Yeah, absolutely.
No redeeming qualities.
Although I do hope we get to see more of her, just because
she's fascinating. She's a fascinating asset to the show.
I think she's a valuable character in that they can do a lot of fun story regarding her being completely clueless.
Yes.
And you know, she says, "This is my clone," and instead of going, "Well, what makes you think she's your clone?" and blah, 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 she just lets it roll off her back and just blows it off. And to see that going forward, I think it could be a good catalyst for some humor when it's needed.
Especially if Allison decides to introduce her to all of the clones. And she's just like...
And Helena.
Yeah.
I want her to meet Helena so bad.
Wow, they really gave his sperm out. These girls look a lot like you.
I really want her to meet Helena. That's the one I want.
That would be great.
Okay, that's it for this review. We're going to be back in a little bit with our review of the Netflix original Daredevil.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. That's coming up very, very soon. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Also, we do a topic of the week video every week. Used to be on Saturday. We're thinking about moving it to Friday and moving our movie reviews from Friday to Saturday, just because my work sucks and that's how it's going to have to work.
Schedules get wonky all the time,
yes.
And it makes it hardest for us to go out to the movies.
On a Friday.
Yes. So, but piece of cake on a Saturday, so...
But, regardless of when we do this video, we need topics. So if you have a topic you would like us to discuss, it can be anything in the entire realm of nerd. Put that in the comments down below, and we will look through all of them and choose the one that we think we can make the best video for, and that is the one that we will post on Friday.
Alright. Thank you very, very much for watching. We will see you in a few minutes.